Namaskar. Hello and welcome to P Guru's channel. I'm your host Sri Iyer. Joining me today, as always, is Sriram Seshadri, and we are going to catch up on some breaking events in Tamil Nadu. In fact, this is a very serious matter. Does the center has grounds for dismissing the DMK government? This is going to be the underlying topic here that we are going to be discussing with Sriram Seshadri. But before I bring our guest in, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much. And let's now welcome Sriram Seshadri. Sriramji, namaskar and welcome to P Guru's channel.
Sir, namaskaram, sir, and namaskaram to all the P Guru's audience.
See, whenever Enforcement Directorate raids someone, they usually come all prepared. There is no evading, there is no question about having any doubts or something of that nature. And looks like the Enforcement Directorate has found or uncovered a scandal where the matter is quite serious about GST evasion. Sriramji, you have done some research on this, and viewers, this is the breaking news. No other channel, Tamil, Hindi, English, Telugu, any other language has touched upon this serious aspect. This video, whoever DMK guy is watching, make sure Stalin knows about it. You guys are on tricky ground now. Go ahead, sir.
Sir, namaskaram. Thank you. See, there are two preambles that I want to give before I go into the topic. Number one, few months or few weeks back, GST law was amended to give powers for Enforcement Directorate, or GST Act was brought under PMLA. Everybody was wondering, even including myself, I tweeted saying that is this necessary? Maybe because GST law already has provisions, unlike Income Tax Act, for prosecution, arrest and detention and jail sentences, whereas income tax authorities don't have the right to arrest. Very few cases where if they have been mishandled, then they have a power to arrest. Otherwise, GST tax evasion is is a conviction that has a prison sentence. So I was just wondering why this sort of change is being done, and then GST coming under PMLA, and now some revelations happens. And second preamble that I want to do is, normally any raid happens, it is on a politician or on an individual who have done money laundering, and that is where the PMLA comes into play. Whereas this is probably the first and only occasion where an Enforcement Directorate is raiding a Tamil Nadu state government. Okay, why I say this is there has been a raid happening on sand quarries and Sand Mafia for the last 3 days or so in Tamil Nadu. Generally, the Sand Mafia or illegal sand mining has been happening for quite some time or to some scale. Whereas, why is the ED so interested in this? And why is it linked to the government directly and not an individual? Even though the quarry might have been leased to some people, still government, Tamil Nadu government is the only agency that can sell sand. It's not even leased nowadays. Previous regime, the quarries used to be leased, and then the lessee used to mine more sand than what is what is awarded to the lessee by the government. Ponmudi case we have seen in this show itself. We talked about Ponmudi's case where he was a mining minister, and then a sand mining was given, order was given to, or they had the family had certain quarries for sand mining, and then they mined more than what was allotted to them. That was the case on Ponmudi. So here, the law was changed, and only the government can directly sell sand to public or private usage. Few months back, our highways, minister, also central minister, was actually asking Tamil Nadu government that everywhere in the country they buy sand at 230 rupees or something, whereas the same quantity of sand is available at 1,200 rupees in Tamil Nadu, because of which the highways, the national NHA is not able to execute large projects worth of 50,000 crores in Tamil Nadu. So this was a complaint that was raised. So we need to link all these things, viewers. ED raided the mafia, the sand mining areas, and also the PWD engineer's office the last 3 days. What was the reason behind? One is definitely to find out where the money was going from this illegal sand mining. But the initial reason is for every rupee or every ton of sand mined, government has to pay GST to central government. Of course, state government has its own share. It's a 5% GST is charged on sand mining, which means government corrects it because government is the supplier here. And when they supply sand to the public or to the construction or builders, they sell the sand and then collect GST, pay the central government, gets its own share of 50%, which is 2.5%. But what has been happening is, without any record, sale has been happening. And it is not that without any record, only few tons or sale has happening. It is believed to be nearly 200,000 tons of sand being sold every day without going into record. The prices believed to be, once again, the volume of that is per day 20 crores worth of sand being mined and sold illegally by the government, which means every day there is a tax evasion of 1 crore from the government, by the government. So take it in the yearly manner, it is a 7,200 crores worth of sand being mined, and for which no GST is being paid, working out somewhere around 365 or 370 crores of GST evasion is done by the state government. This is what nobody is talking about. Many media talked about sand mafia or sand mines have been raided, but the background information nobody is talking about. Why? Because people probably not connecting the dots, and then I, being a chartered accountant, of course, know that where there is a when it comes to money, where there is a leakage, I'm able to track this and then find out that this is once again believed to be. I don't say I'm not giving the exact number of volume of that, because Enforcement Directorate or the government has not released what is the volume, but it is believed to be this is a volume. How do I arrive at this value? Nor how did Enforcement Directorate arrive at that there is a GST evasion happening? It's a very simple calculation. I'm not saying that Tamil Nadu government is not paying any GST at all. They probably pay 1/10 of whatever they are mining. The remaining 90% is being done on a black market or in a cash sale basis without getting into account. So what has ED done? ED has taken into account all the construction activity that is happening within Tamil Nadu. Because Tamil Nadu doesn't get sand from any other state, nor it doesn't take sand from Andhra, nor from Karnataka, nor from Kerala. Kerala actually doesn't do any sand mining at all. They actually buy from neighboring states. They don't want to spoil their natural resources, so they actually buy from the other states, especially from Tamil Nadu only. Most of the sand goes to Kerala. And from on the Hosur border, from Tamil Nadu to Karnataka also, sand is being smuggled. I would use the word smuggled because, of course, one can sell, cross-border sand sale is allowed, which is not illegal. But, here it has been mined without a permission. Sand mining is happening illegally, and that's why I use the word smuggled. And they take the construction activity and then they backward calculate as to what is the sand requirement of the state, the construction activity that is going on, and then find out what is an amount of GST collected, or what is the amount of sand that has been mined. One would say that, okay, Tamil Nadu shifted from river sand to M sand. M sand also is sold by the government only. So nearly about 35 sand mines have been raided by Enforcement Directorate in the last 3 days. And what is one second? One sentence I'll complete it. So both M sand and the river sand quantity does not match the construction activity that is happening in Tamil Nadu. This is where the GST authorities and Enforcement Directorate came to know that there is something fishy happening about it. So they came and raided and then found that all the challans of the outward invoice or outward documentation are all forged, including the government seal and signature are being forged, because en route people will be asking, right? And a taluk office will stop, or even a surprise raid by GST officials can actually inspect the goods movement, register goods movement, and then e-way bill. So the e-way bills are generated. Everything illegal, everything is counterfeit. So it is worse than printing a currency, and this the state government is hand in glove, and that is why this is becoming a very, very serious affair. Sorry, sir, I have to explain this without a break. That is why I didn't stop.
No problem. No problem. I have a couple of questions. I'll ask them one at a time. But before that, viewers, please like this video. Like I said, this is breaking news. Somebody has done the research, the hard yards to understand the crime here. And the crime is a serious one. And this could lead to the dismissal of the DMK government. That is how I understand it. I could be wrong. But first of all, what is M sand, sir?
M sand is nothing but, it is a crushing of your, stones, right? And then it is not a real sand, river sand. It is actually an artificial sand. It's also natural, but, powdered fly ash and other, stone crushing that it happens. It's a softer variety of gravel.
Second question is, sorry, sir, I thought you were done. Second question is that you said the market rate is 200, whereas Tamil Nadu sent it at 1200. This computation of GST not being paid, which rate was it computed on, sir?
It is at the market rate.
So 1200.
Okay. No. It is at the
200.
Okay. The GST. No. GST rate is at the 200. I'm talking about. Whatever I'm talking about, your 200,000 metric tons to 20 crores. I take an average of 1,000, which is a market rate. But Nitin Gadkari, his point of view was, for executing government projects, they have to have not just the river sand, but also other mud or sand to fill the road construction. That they get about 260 rupees average across India everywhere except Tamil Nadu, where there is 1,000 to 1,200 rupees is the official rate at which they need to buy, which makes the project totally unviable. And then there is a delay in the projects because of that. I'll give a conspiracy theory why the projects in Tamil Nadu are getting delayed every now and then, or for a pretty long time. So imagine the 50,000 crores worth of infrastructure NHA project that needs to be executed in Tamil Nadu. If the projects in the particular states are getting delayed beyond a point in time, normally what NHA does is they don't do the project. They hand over to the state government and then ask the state government to execute the project, right? So here, the state government does not want center to execute the project, because if they execute the project, they will not be able to make the percentage cut. The state government cannot make the percentage cut because the contract award, everything will be done by the PWD, central PWD, not by the state PWD. So this is one conspiracy theory. I don't have a calculations or documentation to prove this, but this is my conspiracy theory why projects are getting delayed in Tamil Nadu, whereas it is happening at a ultra fast speed at various locations. Imagine the Chennai-Bangalore highway, high-speed highway. The Karnataka portion had been completed pretty some time back. At Tamil Nadu, it has been delayed, and hopefully by about December or January, it is going to be up and running. But it is delayed more than a year and a half in Tamil Nadu. So that is the reason that Nitin Gadkari was talking about saying that there is a significant cost escalation in Tamil Nadu. But that is one story of it. The here other story is GST evasion is a very significant portion story, Shri and the viewers, because it is a Tamil Nadu state government. When the GST invoice is printed, that when I go and buy from the quarry, say 3 units or 4 units of sand, okay, I pay the government, say for example, I think 1,650 per unit. 1 unit is a different, multiple metric tons put together is a unit. So I buy at 1,650 rupees per unit. I include, and then I pay 5% tax on that, right? Imagine, as a buyer, I either pay tax to this illegal cash sales, and then that doesn't go to the central government and state government exchequer, or the alternate thing is they don't even collect the tax at all. So the supply as per the GST Act has happened, the money has been transferred, and then nothing happens here. Another important thing to note here is, for all the sand procurement in Tamil Nadu, it has to be done through online system, and that online system doesn't work. So
that is verification, sir.
Absolutely. That's why I said, it is a government is hand in glove, right? Maybe 2 or 3 agents who may be handling these, like, Senthil Balaji had a 10 rupee excess collection per bottle in Tasmac. This is happening. And this probably, either the Water Resource Minister, Mr. Durai Murugan is managing that, or someone else is managing it. I'm not going to name anybody, because at this point in time, nobody's name has come out about this. So authentic information about the name has not come out. But the Chief Secretary and Water Resource Minister Secretary will be held accountable, and they may, if there is a evidence found, according to Enforcement Directorate laws, it is this department secretary and chief secretary would have to be answerable, and then they are the culprits. Eventually, it will land at the government's doorstep for them to respond. Because please remember, viewers, the government, which is supposed to collect the tax, which is supposed to sell the product, collect the tax, and then pay it to the exchequer, is evading this tax. This is actually unheard of in any other part of the world, leave alone in this country. Even, scams do happen. When there is a public spending happen, there is a scams do happen, for which most of the time there is no proof that, one could find. But here, there's a hardcore proof that is available to the Enforcement Directorate. They've actually done an entire back calculation. And where do they get this information of construction activity happening? That is where the beauty of the Real Estate Regulatory Authority, RERA Act, come into play, because every construction activity has to be registered there. So the moment you register a construction activity there, and there is a CMD approval or different local body approvals are given, they collect these data and then look back and then say, lo and behold, nobody is buying sand to do this construction. For the amount of transaction or for the amount of construction activity happens, only 10% of the sand being utilized. So naturally, the central government is perplexed as to what else this construction industry is doing. What else are they using? That is why I use the words M sand. M sand also is controlled by the government. So M sand also is not procured. River sand also is not procured. How do they manage? One plausible possibility is they buy it from different states, like from Andhra Pradesh or Karnataka. I'm sorry, any construction activity that happens in the delta area where the Kaveri belt provides sand mining, one could say that, the border of Andhra and Karnataka area, one could actually import from, or, buy it from the other states. But what about the deep interiors of Tamil Nadu where the constructions are happening? This is a significant issue. And this is where the government officers, PWD engineers, had been raided in the last 3 days. And this is a very, very serious issue. I'll keep a tab on what is happening here. I'll keep a tab on this and then bring the updates. But one important aspect is no media talked about this. In Tamil Nadu, no discussion happened. Across India, no discussion happened on this. And even there, when the news media, brought out this news, they talked about raids on sand quarries, least realizing that it is linked to the government, least realizing that it is linked to GST evasion. And that is where I link back a few weeks or few months back when the GST law was amended to say that GST law comes under PMLA. In fact, maybe this all done knowing that there is a link to this, and that is why maybe Tamil Nadu is a one more state where they found that there is a GST evasion happening by the government itself, and then that is why it was brought under PMLA. I'm just making my guess here, but nevertheless, I criticized personally GST coming under PMLA, and now I realize that it is very important move by the central government to prevent GST evasion.
So there has to be some assumption of propriety when governments are working. This one is shaking at the real foundation, and also, like Seshadri ji mentioned, you have 250 as a price, and these people are charging 1,200. And all that is going unaccounted. So you can imagine the amount of money, the loot that has been made by these people. And go ahead.
No, it is not the price differential, Shriyarji. The quantity itself is not being reported. I talked about 200,000
I understand that.
metric.
I understand that.
Yeah.
No, I understand that. But the sale, if the sale is at 1,200, what is the market price? No. Not computed pan India, but computed for Tamil Nadu.
No. The market price issue is one. The second issue is, see, if I mine 200,000 tons and then sell, but I don't report 200,000 tons at all. So the entire evasion is happening. The entire evasion.
That is true.
One is, I mine 200,000 and I sell instead of 250 rupees, I sell at 1,200 rupees. That is one loot. The second form of the loot is, I don't even report the mining. I don't even report the sale. So it is like, the double booking that, people used to do earlier, right? One for the sales tax register, one for the income tax, and then one for their own purposes, right? And that is what is being done by the government agencies. And that is where it is crucial. Sorry, I interrupted you.
No problem, sir. I just wanted to highlight the first number one line item that you mentioned, that there's also some, 5 times the price that is being asked and demanded.
Yeah.
And so the amount of money is large, and everybody knows Senthil Balaji is the king of all this stuff. And now him being in custody, what is the latest on that, sir? Senthil Balaji?
Okay. Incidentally, today there was a dilly-dally on his bail application. Rightfully so, High Court decided that the PMLA Sessions Court should hear the bail application, and today it came up for hearing after ED was given sufficient notice to respond. Incidentally, one thing you should note, Shriyarji, Kapil Sibal, a senior Supreme Court lawyer, appears for this bail petition in a Sessions Court, right? That's the level of desperation, if one may say so. I don't know who is desperate here, whether it was Kapil Sibal to get business or Senthil Balaji to get a bail done. And that bail has not been, it has been posted back after Vinayaka Chaturthi. And his presence has been extended by another 15 days. I think till end of this month or first week of October, it has been extended. But the bail is not been, awarded. I don't think bail will be awarded for Senthil Balaji in a very easy way. And the argument placed by Kapil Sibal today, normally one would say that, my client is weak or my client is in, health issues, and then ask for. Manish Sisodia asked for a bail. He has been in prison, and today Supreme Court rejected or posted this after to October 4th, the hearing to October 4th. They have not given bail to Manish Sisodia. In this case, Kapil Sibal comes and argues it's a 9-year-old case. First of all, it doesn't matter whether it's a 9-year-old or 90-year-old. crime committed is committed. Second point he argues is Enforcement Directorate is forcing Senthil Balaji to join BJP. That's an argument he is placing to get a bail, and unheard of arguments. And first they said Enforcement Directorate doesn't have the power to arrest. Second, they said Enforcement Directorate has not given the reason for arrest. Third, they argued that there is no prima facie case for this. Fourth, they argued political vendetta. Now they are saying BJP is asking, the Enforcement Directorate is forcing Senthil Balaji to join BJP so that he can be let he can go scot free. What a comedy of the judicial time that these people are playing, and in fact actually strengthening the arguments of ED more and more. In fact, giving them more and more ammunition not to allow this guy to go scot free. Second reason is he's still enjoying as a minister without a portfolio. So ED is arguing that he's a minister without a portfolio. He can actually go and sabotage all the evidences. So that is another argument. Tamper with the evidences. The third is his brother is still absconding. He may be declared persona non traceable.
Persona non grata.
Yeah. And then which means a lookout notice would be issued on him. So until such time, his brother is a trump card for Senthil Balaji. Until such time his brother is arrested, he will not get his bail. So it is going to be months together. Maybe in a Supreme Court, he may get some sort of a leeway, but definitely not in the Sessions, not in the High Court. So Sessions Court is going to hear this 4 days after, I think on next Wednesday or Thursday. We will cover whatever the arguments happens in the next week session. So Senthil Balaji will remain in prison, not get the bail, at least for the near future. And that's what we hear. My assessment of the situation.
Thank you so much, sir. Well, as far as Kapil Sibal is concerned, what can I say? He's, after all, Aryabhatta's disciple. So sometimes that creeps into his mind also. There is a application of Aryabhatta's rules into his mind, and something comes out of his mouth. So we can leave it at that. So let's now move to the next point. DMK government has done a very, very strange thing. They have banned procession of Ganesha. They have also banned pandals erected with Ganesha. This is something that is striking at the root of Sanatana Dharma. Sir, if this is not going to get people out on the streets, I don't know what will. What happened, sir? There was a case that navigated its way through the Madras High Court challenging this ban, I heard.
Yes, Shriyarji, that, this happens every year in Tamil Nadu. Those who know Tamil Nadu history, the Vinayaka Chaturthi, they claim that Vinayaka Chaturthi is not a Tamil Nadu function. Who cares? Yeah, this is, I believe in it. I want to do it, and then when as long as I'm doing it in a proper, peaceful celebration, I don't think government should stop it. Every year this has been happening. When this government came to power in 2020, even when Edappadi was in power, this used to be the case, Mr. Iyer. That it is not that Edappadi was a holy cow, but
sir, they both spring from the same fountain, sir. They both
absolutely they both are two sides of the same two sides of the same coin, right? So when this government came to power, they cited COVID as a reason for not allowing these pandals, and then last year they actually allowed these pandals to be held in restricted certain areas alone with certain permission and application to the collectorate and then local taluks, etc. But every time when this happens, the police raids all the Vinayaka idol manufacturers' site, and then they actually harass them. And that is happening significantly higher this time. Why this is, and all along Tamil Nadu people have never responded, never reacted, never opposed, never agitated. This time also, most of the agitated people are saying BJP should take up this cause and then fight for it. And I don't see any reason why BJP should be the only party to fight for it. Of course, they are doing that. That's a different story. What about the principal opposition, ADMK? Are they not for, and what about the government? Shouldn't they be for everybody? When all other religious procession can happen, why not the Vinayaka Chaturthi procession? And if there are going to be law and order problem, that has to be taken care by the government and police. This is what Supreme Court used to say. Law and order issue cannot be the reason for stopping any march. When RSS march was banned by Tamil Nadu government, Supreme Court gave a direction saying that you can issue certain directives, you can issue some guidelines, but you cannot ban. If law and order is a situation, that is state government's problem, not you cannot cite that and then stop any procession from happening. Similarly here, it also went to the Madras High Court. Our very good friend Justice Anand Venkatesh heard this case. What appalled me when this case came to Justice Anand Venkatesh court was actual observation. One of his observation was, did Vinayaka, Lord Vinayaka Ganesha ask for these pandals and procession? I actually am appalled by this observation. In fact, great respect for this judge. He has done what no other judiciary has done in any other part of the country. He has been very daring. He has been extremely, judicial in all his cases. And in this, I can understand if he had asked saying that, you cannot use chemicals, you cannot use these materials, toxic materials in manufacturing idols. Absolutely fine with that. Only clay should be used or a natural product. Nowadays people use, the sawdust for making this, Vinayaka idol, because that is naturally biodegradable. No chemicals added to that. And then they use, food colors instead of oil paints or acrylic paints, which is also natural. The second, they use some of these flours, right? Wheat flour or some other flours they use to make this mold, which is also biodegradable. And in fact, when you immerse this in sea or something, it becomes food for the fish and then, the marine, lives. So one can instruct saying that, you cannot have any toxic material, you cannot use plaster of Paris, you cannot use any chemicals in the process of manufacturing. Absolutely fine. But the question that the court also asked is very, very disturbing. Did the Lord Ganesha ask for this pandals and procession? I think that is the only thing, place where I differ from the honorable judge. But rest of his observations are valid. He said, the idols can be kept in all the areas that have been already earmarked by the government. Only thing is, still, even now, the government is not going to allow the procession, taking the idols in a procession and then immersing that in the sea. That has been banned in Tamil Nadu. And this happens every year. And then every year it is a struggle for the Hindus, struggle for the Sanatanis to get their right to worship in a peaceful manner. I think this is where, it is very, very disturbing. No other state in the country, prohibits this, including West Bengal.
I have a dumb question for the good honorable judge. Let us say, for argument's sake, that the Tamil Nadu government bans Moharram procession. Would you make the same observation, sir? Or let us say the government bans Easter procession. Would you make the same argument then? Please think about it. I think this is where application of law has to be across the board. It has to be the same. Judgment should not only be fair, but appear to be fair. Of course, I am mouthing off, but I'm just criticizing that one observation that you made. And I have a lot of respect, like you said, for the honorable judge. He has done some things that nobody else has done. He's like a Star Trek, gone boldly where no one has gone before. However, this point, I think we have some serious differences. And I'd like him to address this thing. You can tweet, you can make a press statement, whatever. Application of law appears to be asymmetric. Let's move on to the next topic, Sriramji. Today's conversation is so riveting, and I'm seeing continuously people are still coming online. The number of likes is still not commensurate with the number of people watching this program. May I request all of you to like this video and have this thing get a chance to reach more audiences. So the last important thing, that this is really, really troubling. I'm hearing now a statement by a Bihar Minister, equally anti-Sanatani in nature. So this is now very clear. This is a toolkit, because some of the people who are mouthing are not capable of such amazing coordination and articulation. Clearly, we know that Mr. Udayanidhi didn't, just spontaneously speak this out. He was given a chit by a CPIM MP, sitting MP. Does it mean that the CPIM also endorses this point of view? That will be another question for that the party CPIM. But be that as it may, INDI Alliance, anti-Sanatani. This is a toolkit. Your thoughts, sir? I mean, we need to really go after this stuff. I'm very disturbed by this.
So sure, Shri. See, we want to trace back all these activities, right? Even before Udayanidhi Stalin made the comment about the Sanatan Dharma should be eradicated like malaria, dengue, corona, and like any other mosquito, Mallikarjun Kharge, 2 days before this incident happened, said in an interview or said in a press statement that, if in 2024, if BJP comes back to power, it will be the government of Sanatana Dharma. So we should, come what may, we should stop that, right? Stop that government from being formed. So that's a first, jump start. And then Udayanidhi Stalin's statement. Then comes Priyank Kharge, Mallikarjun Kharge's son, and then Home Minister of Karnataka, who comes out and then says, whichever religion is, discriminating people by birth, then that should be equivalent to sort of mosquitoes, right? He didn't name that. But of course he meant what Udayanidhi Stalin, he was supporting Udayanidhi Stalin. Karti Chidambaram, for various other things, and I have a good respect for him because he had stood up for various things against even DMK's wishes. But now he just jumped the gun. He was the first ever person to come and say, I stand with Udayanidhi Stalin. Probably P. Chidambaram would have told him, was jump in because entire India people are going to be against DMK. Now it's your chance to safeguard your seat in Shivaganga. So probably, that's the reason he just jumped the gun. So followed by the DMK spokesperson who said, Biharis and Uttar Pradesh people are all illiterate and uneducated. That's why, they follow Sanatan Dharma. Okay. So that is another comment. Then comes our famous A. Raja, who comes and says he was put in as a sacrificial lamb to safeguard Udayanidhi Stalin from an onslaught. So he jumps in the fray and then says Udayanidhi Stalin was wrong. It is not equivalent to malaria or dengue. It is equivalent to leprosy and AIDS. Who actually agitated or opposed this? Not the Hindus, not the Sanatanis in Tamil Nadu, but the patients, HIV patients and leprosy patients actually agitated, saying that, are you discriminating us like this? Are you saying that we are all, ill-fated people? That's their, opposition. And across India, there has been a stance that is being taken by either to distance themselves from this, so that, they don't lose their Hindu votes. And Amit Shah picked this up in, Rajasthan campaign. Modi picked it up 2 days before, when he was in the campaign mode, and then said, he picked it up, and then, INDI Alliance is an anti-Hindu party. They want to destroy Sanatana Dharma. So this is becoming a huge talking point. And then, as usual in Tamil Nadu, I actually wonder, Sri, it was a calculated move to bring this Sanatan Dharma discussion, maybe to align it to the toolkit, to be part of the national toolkit, but also to divert the attention of people of Tamil Nadu from various aspects, right? Last 1 week or so, you would have seen several, you would have seen the news that, when a house owner challenged 4 drunkards who were drinking, outside his house, the entire family was massacred or entire family was murdered. And that is a law and order situation. And we have seen several other issues. And Kaveri water, the Karnataka government refused to release Kaveri water in spite of the Kaveri Water Tribunal awarding certain amount of water to be 5 TMC water to be released every day from Karnataka. Karnataka government refused, and both of them are in coalition. DMK and Congress are in coalition, and to divert the attention of the people, the cost rise. Electricity bill has gone up, and then Avin products, the milk product price by Avin, which is a government, Tamil Nadu government enterprise, has gone up today or last 2-3 days before. So every price increase, dissatisfaction amongst the people are conveniently, diverted using the Sanatan Dharma. But DMK was facing not only the heat from all over India, but within Tamil Nadu also. That is why HRNC Minister Shekhar Babu, a couple of days back, came to the press and then said, "Oh, no, we don't oppose the entire Sanatan Dharma, just a portion of it." So he was just diluting. In Tamil, there is a proverb, "Kaludai teenji kattarumbaana kadai" அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு ஒன்று உண்டு. So similarly, he was diluting this issue. And lo and behold, what happened yesterday? PTR Painivel Tyagarajan was, brought into this issue. So they now converted this Sanatana Dharma issue to Brahmins versus non-Brahmins. Once again, they went back to their 70-80-year-old formula of bashing the Brahmins. PTR issued a statement saying that, when Brahmins can come out of their priesthood and then do several other profession, why can't others? And Brahmins prevented anybody from learning. Brahmin prevented education or, refused education to other communities. All those bashings, which gels well with Tamil Nadu audience, because, they have been conditioned to think this way for the last 70 years or so. And that is how they have been brought. But unfortunately, the north of Vindhyas, I would say north of Tamil Nadu, has taken this anti-Hindu sentiment by the INDI alliance very, very seriously. Very, very seriously. And even one or two comments that you quoted, Shriyarji, coming up, but the politicians are distancing themselves. And Prime Minister is going to use this to its fullest extent, in my opinion. But what appalls me is the inefficiency of BJP in, filing a case on these people. Not in Tamil Nadu. There is one sporadic person filed a PIL in the Supreme Court, and that also our Honorable Judge Chandrachud refused to hear it. And as I mentioned today, he said, come through the regular process. Whereas, when Nupur Sharma's case, immediately he jumped and then, he issued certain observation. And whereas in this case, a minister has made such a comment, Honorable Judge Chandrachud has refused to take up that case. So there is some amount of, adjustments that has been happening here. I'm not questioning the motive of the judges. I'm not questioning anything else. But at the same time, I'm concerned that differential treatment being given by the judiciary. That's really a concerning factor, Shriyarji. And what BJP should have done is, they should have filed a case in every state. And then there are only 2 or 3 cases have been filed so far, not more than that. Today, I think one individual has filed a case in Mumbai against this, all these enough is enough, and then one lady has filed a case in Mumbai. That's an individual, not even party. But ideally, BJP should have taken this to a closure by filing hundreds of cases across the states, so that Supreme Court also is forced to hear this case, on an urgent manner. This is a hate speech. But unfortunately, the recourse is only to public to react electorally. Other than that, there is no other way that people can be safeguarded here. I think that is where I want to end today's conversation, Shriyarji, that a little bit disturbing situation for everyone's survival on this basis. I think that is where, I want to leave a thought to all our audiences, so that, we think wisely when we vote.
Yes, indeed, and very disturbing thoughts. So one observation about the composition of a bench of the Supreme Court or the High Courts and so on and so forth. In the United States, it's very clear if a judge is Republican leaning or Democrat leaning. And this is a published information. in the federal courts, in the Supreme Court, SCOTS, the Supreme Court of the United States. By the way, viewers, there is a Supreme Court for each state also. So the US has many more layers of jurisdiction than how we have in India. So there, you know that the strength says, if there's like 12 justices, you can say 7 Republican leaning, 5 Democratic leaning. You know it beforehand. I think somebody needs to do this kind of an exercise for the Supreme Court also the Madras and other high courts, because the truth needs to come out. Meaning, what I'm trying to say is, how many got appointed by which government? That will give you what leaning they are. There is no casting of aspersions about the person's judgment or the character, but who appointed you in the first place. These things need to come out. I'm going to try and see if we can get that research going, because there has to be somebody that the judiciary has to answer to. Collegium doesn't cut it, my friend. So that's what my 2 cents are. Let's go to some questions now. Pawan Kishore wants to know, Namaskaram, Editors Guild went on a rampage during Nupur episode or Teesta Setalvad episode. Why are they silent now? The INDI allies declared to boycott some journalists. How democratic is it?
Pawan Kishore, I think it's a very interesting question. Here, once again, I want to bring inefficiency of BJP, or probably BJP should learn a lesson. There are several journalists who are actually, at least the INDI Alliance had the audacity as well as the courage to name the journalist, right? Whereas BJP has never ever named anyone who does, the other way around. They actually, either they boycott, worst comes first, they boycott. And Editors Guild is so busy fighting a case on a FIR that has been filed on them by the Manipur government, because they misrepresented several news items that was happening in Manipur, and then they were spreading false news, and Supreme Court is providing a coverage for them as we speak. Even today, they have actually stopped any processing of the Manipur government on the FIR. They just wanted to hear it after a week or 10 days later. So the Editors Guild is more worried about their own survival. And of course, Teesta Setalvad probably is more influential than any other politician in this country, I believe, because within 1.5 hours, she could get 2 different benches to form and, hear her, anticipatory bail case. I think that's the power of Teesta Setalvad. I don't know what all connections she has. But Nupur's episode, everybody pounced on. Once again, here BJP as a party got a lot of lesson to learn from their opposition. I think, they need to be little more, they cannot be so nice about it. They need to be a little more aggressive about treating the journalist, at least, those who are peddling the, wrong stories according to them.
Next question, please. Rahul Rathod wants to know, the Supreme Court is always very excited for suo motu cognizance when something is said about minorities. But now Article 25 is openly violated, yet Supreme Court is hesitating to even comment on something. Your views, sir?
So this is what I entered our conversation today with. It's very, very disturbing that the judiciary is a last resort for any common man. And in this case, the Supreme Court is even refusing to allow the mentioning of such hate speech. Is a very unfortunate situation, Rahul. I feel that at least, the cases, that is where I'm saying, alternately, BJP as a party which is taking the electoral push for, anti-Hindu by the INDI Alliance, they should also have gone and filed several, cases in various police stations in several states. Then people would have consolidated this case to Supreme Court, and then Supreme Court would have been forced to hear this. I think that's my view, Rahul.
What is the point in claiming you are the biggest party in the whole world if you don't do even this little thing, BJP? This is the question that I and Sriram Seshadri are asking. What exactly are you guys doing? We have a lot of friends there. So what? Next question, please. Subramanian Vishwanathan wants to know, Sriramji, why not ED declare the findings in recent raids on Sand Mafia? What are they waiting for?
I think, they will issue a statement. Every raid, when they do that, they do issue a statement as to what they found. They will do it only after they complete all the raid and investigation. Before that, it will be, it'll allow others to escape or, get a notice of. So they will not do that. But even there, only a need to know basis, certain information will be disclosed. Not every line of what they have discovered. Of course, we will definitely hear, because every raid they have actually disclosed what they have confiscated.
Next question, please. Jairam Gopalan Iyer, thank you so much for becoming a member for 1 month. And why the people of TN not opposing the ban on Hindus?
Ban on Hindus, I don't know what you mean. I think ban on Vinayaka Chaturthi probably is what you mean to say. I think, last several decades, it has been, put into people's mind that Vinayaka Chaturthi is a North Indian tradition, not Tamilian tradition. I think that is a fundamental reason. Second, of course, the minority and conversion mafia, which plays at the background of it. So why do we see a lot of people come for Diwali and then say, don't burst crackers? They'll use, animals are getting disturbed and all those camouflage. But it is to kill the joy and celebration of a festival. The moment you start doing that, then you can slowly approach them and then drag them towards your belief system. So that is a fundamental reason. Why do you think that, Jallikattu was banned? Because Jallikattu had a cultural bondage to Tamilian culture, and especially linked to Pongal festival. Pongal is a, Hindu festival. So everywhere these people try to play around, but in a very subtle way. It is not, open, aggressive hatred. Subtle way, all these things will be done. And then they'll keep a proper argument, Of course, toxic materials were used in the past. Chemicals were used in the past. Of course, I fully endorse the government coming out with guidelines to say that toxic materials or chemicals should not be used in these idols. Absolutely fine with that. That's a way to do it, to protect our environment also. But this is how these people will play at the backdrop.
Next question, please. Pawan Kishore, thank you so much for your donation. Why is NDA still lagging behind in social media campaign? INDI Alliance is ahead of them in SM sentiments. Why is NDA not doing anything yet? SM is one of the primary mediums to set narrative.
Absolutely, Pawan Kishore. But one thing you should understand, if you look at most of the social media for NDA or BJP, it is well-wishers and supporters. Party has, you are right, party is not too, aggressive on social media, but the narrative setting and the support by the support base, a voluntary support base, exceeds all the paid support base of the INDI Alliance. I think, if you do the social media analysis of, all these, I think, the volunteers and well-wishers of BJP are far more present, and then they actually set the narrative. They fight the cause on the social media, in my humble opinion. In Tamil Nadu, DMK is still very popular, but they also have been overtaken by the BJP supporters very openly. Very, very openly, they come out and then voice the opinion and, set the narrative. I think that is happening. But as a party, BJP probably on the back foot as always. They have never been on a front foot for some reason. I don't know. Maybe their reason is, they don't know how to do it.
Next question, please. Anand Parsarthi said church processions are allowed. Sushila M says they are allowed to burst crackers on New Year's and sports celebration. Sushila, actually, I need to mention one more thing. On the Coimbatore airport premises, right at the place where you drop off people or you pick up people. This is a very small airport with it's a very crowded airport. Every year around Christmas time, one Christian group is allowed to come perform. You know what happens? They hold up traffic. You know what else they do? They burst firecrackers. Can you imagine? You probably are jet lagged, you're sleepy, you're still waking up. Then you come out and you hear this bizarre sounds of things going off. Sometimes these rockets are misdirected. I was there one day and I was afraid for my life. And when I asked some of the law and order officials there, why are you allowing this to happen right here? The person explained to me saying that this has been happening for several years. So what he's implying is that I can't stop it now, or we can't stop it now. This is the kind of pandering that has been going on, guys. This is the reality. Unless each and every one of us who live in the area stand up and start fighting, you have to get to the streets. There is no other way. Silent majority cannot keep silent, because they are banking on you being silent. That is the point. Next question, please. Anshuman Singh, this is a question for me. Why are all the Dot Alliance saying democracy is in danger every time? Do they expect something big coming on 17? No such thing, Anshuman. In fact, if anything, these are the worst crooks in terms of doing democratic and undemocratic things. I'll give you a personal experience. You can go to P Gurus and look at my interview with Sonal Mansingh ji. She was also a Rajya Sabha member. That happened after I did her interview. And I think she's still a Rajya Sabha member. And she mentioned in 2004 how she was ousted as the chairperson of Sangeet Natak Academy. What had happened was, I think it was Harkishan Singh Surjit, who was the minister, concerned minister, within days of coming to power. He sent a list of people saying that the following people are being replaced to the president. And Abdul Kalam was the president, and he felt very bad that somebody of the stature of Sonal Mansingh was seeking to be removed. Not replaced, sorry, removed. They said the following people are being removed. And it was a presidential assent is needed. So, first time Abdul Kalam passed on Sonal Mansingh's removal. The thing came again second time. Again, he didn't say anything to that. The third time, the law says that the president has to approve if the same thing is submitted. Again, he got the same thing from Harkishan Singh Surjit saying, remove this person. This is within days. And how political is Sonal Mansingh's role as Sangeet Natak Academy? If she is not qualified to continue and finish her term, who is? And then he called her up. He told her, I'm sorry, madam. These people have been asking me to remove you. 2 times I stalled, but they are not giving up. This time I'm forced to sign this thing. But before he signing, what he did was, instead of using the word removed, he scratched that removed out and said replaced. So this INDI alliance, especially the crooks that call themselves as the congressmen and women, these are the last people to be talking about democracy. 1975 emergency, who imposed it? Yeah. 1983 Nelly massacre, who did it? 1984 Delhi going after the Sikhs, who did it? These are the crooks. Guys, anybody who says, but BJP didn't do it, BJP didn't do that. I hope some of you watch our YouTube videos and use these as arguments, because many fence sitters need to be told the truth. Maybe they are ignorant. Please tell them this is what happened. So I just rest my case. Let's go to the next question. Kushanan Keshava wants to know, sir, DMK have started implementing what they said about Sanatana by breaking the Ganesh idols in the pretext of not using eco-friendly ingredients. Your views on this? I think we talked about it. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, we talked about it. I mean, this happens every year, Kushanan Keshava. I think this is not new. In fact, they have broken, they have even demolished several temples. But we don't actually agitate, or we don't actually feel perturbed by that. I think that's a state of affairs in Tamil Nadu. I think Hindus in Tamil Nadu need to wake up and then, show that in your wise voting. Who do you want to vote? In fact, today, I saw one video from someone in the area where there is a Ganesh idol being manufactured. Everybody was checked before they were sent out, and then an old man was agitated and then shouting. I even tweeted that video and then said, we actually wanted this government, and then hence we need to reap the benefit of whatever fruit of whatever is being we have voted for. So naturally, vote wisely. A lot of people sit at home and then don't vote, and then be in an AC room, you become an analyst, and then you keep saying that, this is not good, that is not good. So come out and then vote wisely. Then you will get a good governance.
Thank you very much, Sriram ji. And I think the takeaway is if 80 to 90% of Hindus come out and vote, then you will get the choice that you want. But that is a non-changeable thing. I've already explained to you guys, 60% is not enough. 80% come out and vote. Then you will get the government you really need. Thank you very much, Sriram ji. We'll be seeing you again very soon. And viewers, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. Namaskar.
Namaskar.